guys, and welcome to Angel's Envy. My name is Alex, and this is a little springtime pick a card tarot reading. So you can use your intuition to choose one of these 3 cards on the screen, and then click on the corresponding timestamp in the description box below, which will lead you directly to your reading. If you do find that the readings resonate, please leave a comment down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Hey, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. So you guys chose this super duper cute Page of Wands, who looks like she's doing a little bit of magic. Okay, so right away for you guys, I got that there's something about you that makes you completely unique. You know, you are unconventional. You are not like one of the masses, okay? You're somebody who stands apart from the crowd. All right, because I'm just going to show you what I got. It's kind of ridiculous. Like, I got this card that says alternative. It tells me a lot of aesthetic things right away. Like, you guys might listen to alternative music. Like, look at the girls in this card. Aren't they like so freaking cute? Like, you might have a pixie cut, a wolf cut, an octopus cut, like one of those kind of like trending haircuts that makes you look like a super cute, like otherworldly pixie. Okay. And then I got this card that says refuge on it, okay? And the thing that I noticed is not what it says. There's like, the girl in the card is holding a tiny little bubble or orb that has a unicorn in it. It's so small that you guys probably can't even see it, but you are a unicorn. You know, you are completely unique. And then I have Beware the Shame Creature card. So it's like, I'm seeing a lot of signs that you, like, just looking at you, like, you are different. You stand apart from the crowd. You might have a really cool aesthetic, you know, and it probably looks amazing, but like, people look at you, like, especially older people, and like, they judge, like, why do you wear that? You know, like, you're one of those people, right? Where people come up to you and say, like, why do you have so many tattoos? You know, you look completely, personalized, aesthetically personalized, very, very much yourself. Okay, you are very good at expressing yourself. You have no trouble with that at all, and it's almost as if it's part of your lifestyle to be able to accurately express yourself physically. Okay, there's something about you physically, but it doesn't just end there. Okay, there's so much more about you internally. I mean, it's all the internal stuff that makes you do that, you know, that makes you want to creatively express yourself and put your identity out there literally on your sleeve, okay? And I also got Road Less Traveled for you guys. So I'm getting lots of signs that it's like, whatever it is that you do, whoever it is you are, however it is you look, it could be all of the above. Like, you are so different from the rest of the crowd. Now, this was like really intriguing. Like, I think that is so cool. Like, I'm getting a really cool vibe off of you guys, pile number 1. So I'm just going to pull out my classic Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot, and I'm going to ask Spirit why, because, like, honestly, I want to know. There's something where it's like you made a conscious decision to kind of like walk away from convention or do something that you felt like you had to do, you know, in order to be your authentic self. All right, there's something about conventional reality, physical reality, that challenges you guys, okay, in a way where it's like it threatens your authentic self. All right, so you had to make a conscious decision somewhere along the way to, you know, either be yourself or fit in, and you made the decision to honor yourself, which is really amazing. Okay, it took you a lot of courage to do that. You guys could be like part of the LGBTQ community, okay? It could have been somewhat dangerous or risky to do it, all right? But you did it, all right? And there's something about the way in which you were rewarded, all right? Because there's something about the home here, or a job, or a group of people that you felt close to, that you either moved away from, or you moved towards, you became a part of, okay? I'm really picking up this phrase, like, family is who you call family, right? Like, that
carries a lot of weight with this collective that I'm speaking to right now, okay? Yeah, something was like a dead end. You experienced a lot of negativity and foul play from like other people in your life, okay? Who just didn't respect you, didn't honor you for who you were. So this conscious decision to like be yourself was a big deal. It was like a really huge part of your life, okay? And that is why, you know, what people see on the surface with you guys and how, you know, you have such a unique style and you're so good at expressing your inward identity is because you wear that like armor, okay? It's like protection for you. This is so important to you, and it's such a huge part of your life that affected you so greatly and touched every element of your life, that it's like waving a flag, okay? You're really proud of it. You celebrate the self. You celebrate personal identity, okay? And you're not just doing it for yourself. Like, this is like a principle in your life, okay? This is like something that you believe in, and you probably feel like every time that you are committed to your own self-expression, that is like setting an example, okay? That's putting the message out there to make everyone else feel comfortable and feel free doing the same, all right? And I feel like sometimes the older generations, they don't understand that, but you understand it so well because you had to go through hell to figure that out, right? Pile number 1. Yes, that is a major confirmation. You guys, you have been through the ringer. You've had your heart broken. You've been betrayed by loved ones, you know. It was a major lesson in your life to undergo that. Another thing that I kind of ran into in your guys' spread is like, I like to look at color, right? Like color really speaks to me. And this card was your first card, and it is just washed in this beautiful, 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 like indigo color, okay? You could be like a so-called indigo child, all right? You could be very creative. You could have had a very difficult and strained upbringing, all right? That taught you a lot of lessons and pushed you into a spiritual, you know, a spiritual way of life. So, you know, that's you. You guys have a great energy. So let's see like what else Spirit has to say for you guys. What other messages does Spirit have for pile number 1? Okay, what I'm seeing so far is fantastic. You know, I feel like you do have a spiritual side to you, and whoever's watching over you, your guides, they're very proud of you, okay, for being this way. You love yourself, okay? You have a commitment towards that, and you do what you love, all right? I mean, just off the top of my head, like just thinking, like this is going to attract a lot of positive, loving attention towards you just via law of attraction, you know. There is so much work that you have done in your life to alchemize and to transform. You're the boss, okay? Like, I really feel like guides, when they see us, there are certain people who are like held in high regard as opposed to others who are on a, you know, people who are on a spiritual walk of life and who have done so much work. Like, you are one of those people where it's like you are well respected within, you know, the community of angels, or like people who are looking out for us. Yeah, you did so much healing. Yeah, you were you were given some hard knocks in life, and you have done so much healing, and you have done it so beautifully. Like, you, whether or not you realize that or not, pile number 1, like that is spiritual. That is being on a spiritual path, okay? And you walk it so like elegantly, okay? What other messages do your guides have for you today, pile number 1? Is there any guidance that is needed for pile number 1 today? Wow. Okay, so this is a confirmation for you guys, pile number 1. if you guys are still undergoing difficulty and like this has basically not ended for you and it's been, you know, really difficult for you, I'm seeing that there is a single person. This might be a matriarch. This might be a mother figure, okay, in your life who's always given you a really hard time, okay? They have literally made life itself really hard for you. Just like, you know, this is you just like growing up, becoming an adult, getting a car, learning how to drive, getting your first job, going to school. Like all of these things were made really difficult for you because of this person. All right. This may not resonate with some of you, but like this is definitely for somebody who's listening out there. You have done so much to blot out that darkness, to outshine it, okay, with your power and your self-love and your self-confidence and your willingness to just go forward and go ahead, that it is, you're working on something right now that feels very small to you, okay? Or maybe where it is that you're working doesn't pay you very much. Like maybe you're living paycheck to paycheck. You don't really have a lot to speak of as far as career finances go, but there's something that you guys are working on. And this is like, whenever I get this card, it's a little tricky, okay? Because that's the 10 of Pentacles. For me, this card doesn't more or less stand for money, okay? It doesn't really stand for legacy in the sense of like what you have done with your life and your career, all right? For me, it's more like what is securing your future in ways that are also unseen, all right? And that involves the non-physical and more quantum side of life, okay? It involves the spiritual side of life. And there's something that you guys are doing now, okay? If you want to compare that to your career and what it is that you're making money-wise and wondering if you're going to have a secure future at all because of that, you know, or through that, because it doesn't seem like where you're working is going to provide that. You're very uncertain about your future, okay, physically. There are other ways in which we secure our future via law of attraction, okay? And for you guys, pile number one, your angels see the work that you're doing, all right? And that is creating something very big for you, a very big manifestation in your future, all right? And it is creating that security, okay? Don't always put the focus on what you can see, all right? If you're gonna continue listening to this channel, you're gonna hear a lot about what you don't see, okay? And there's a lot in your life that you don't see, that you have put so much effort into, that is gonna come back to you threefold, all right? You are going to get rewarded for all of the work that you've done to survive and to thrive in this world and to be good to others, because like I'm getting the sense that you are a very good person in the outside world. Like you treat others with the same respect that you treat yourself, okay? So that is a confirmation for you, pile number one, if you guys are currently struggling, all right? Because everybody loves you. You're so cool. You're the life of the party, right? So just keep spreading that positive energy, okay? Because it is attracting a lot for you in life, even if you can't see it. So I hope that helped you guys, pile number one. If it resonated, don't be afraid to leave a comment down below. And then don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. Hey, pile number two, and welcome to your reading. You guys chose the Queen of Wands. Isn't she beautiful? I have a very important message for you guys today, pile number two, okay? That Queen of Wands is a reflection of you. You guys are beautiful too. I'm getting a message that you guys are dealing with a situation that is not up to your level of satisfaction. You know, you're kind of, I heard the word mire, maybe like stuck in the mire. You're kind of dealing with surroundings that are not as beautiful as you, is what I'm hearing. Wow, I had to pause for that. Okay, I'm getting a real big Cinderella vibe for you guys, okay? Whatever it is that you're dealing with, or wherever it is that you are, or whatever job that you have, it's not ideal, okay? It's not satisfactory. It could be one or all of those things, okay? But you are so beautiful. You just like outshine everybody else. You might want to listen to pile number one. Their message was very similar to this. But there's something about, you know, whatever emotional, I'm hearing emotional, whatever difficult situation you're dealing with, like you're just beautiful. No one can see it on your face. No one can see it on your body. You know, this card right here says, light the candle of grace. You just move through it gracefully. All right. There's something about the way that you spiritually transcend, okay, and how you focus on your well-being and you do things that are very healthy for your body and your mind and your soul, okay. You might be like vegan or vegetarian. You might have some kind of exercise routine that you are very like disciplined with, okay. I'm getting that you are very disciplined. Whenever anything gets you down, you just answer it back with always with the right choice. Like you are taking care of your spiritual, mental, and emotional well-being through all of this. Okay, normally stuff like this gets people down. Okay, they're not always inspired to take care of themselves and problem solve in these situations, but you are just doing it all the time. Okay, is what I'm getting. I'm also getting a message for you guys, pile number 2, that you might be dealing with some kind of bully, okay? There's some kind of energy around me that I feel is just like intimidating you, trying to attack your self-worth, like try to get you down, because there is so much beauty surrounding you, pile number 2. You yourself are physically attractive, okay? And the things that you do for your mental well-being and for your body are also really, really like beautiful. Like you're beautiful on the inside, right? But you're able to see past this like this toxic energy or this toxic person who's like always at you, right? You just see right through them. There's something about your mental clarity, your spiritual sharpness, the fact that you transcend drama, that just puts this person on edge, okay? Like it triggers them, all right? They might just be jealous. They might have actually started out just being jealous of your physical beauty or something that you have. And what I'm getting, okay, if this is a person, it's not going to resonate for all of you guys, okay? But if this is a person and not a situation that's getting you down, or if it's both, you know, I'm getting that this person has a lot more than you have, okay, as far as physical security goes, or just like things like stuff or opportunities. This person has a lot more than you have, and they're never satisfied with it, or they're not happy with themselves, and you are happy with yourself. You express gratitude for everything that you have, even if it's very little, okay? And that is a lesson that you have learned, and that this other person has not processed. They have not healed. They do not like themselves, okay? So there's something about you and your beauty inside and out that triggers this person, okay? So yeah, and like I said, your physical beauty, it could have started there, and or that's definitely a part of it, okay? There's something about this person, your bully here, that is used to having things like their way, okay? And there's something about you where it's like you have something ironically that they don't have. Like maybe they have everything in the world they could want, or they're set, they don't need anything, they're secure, but they don't feel attractive, okay? And maybe you just look attractive and they're jealous of that, okay? I don't really know what it is, but like this is the way they feel about it. Okay, I'm picking up a lot of like when you trigger this person, I'm picking up a lot of their energy of like shame. Like there's something that brings them back to their childhood. There's no use crying over spilled milk is a phrase that comes up often whenever I see the 5 of Cups. So let's kind of like dig more into that and see what's going on with your situation, pile number 2. What messages does Spirit have for pile number 2? What messages does Spirit have for pile number 2? Honestly, what triggers them could be your level of self-confidence. I mean, if they're a bully, I'm getting a strong feeling like you're not letting them get to you. All right, or at the very least, you're not letting it show. And they're irritated by that. all right? You have a power, okay? This is very interesting, pile number 2. What kind of power do you guys have? I'm intrigued, okay? Look at these cards. You have confidence. You have, this is like giving me swagger, okay? Like you have power. You have some kind of power over this person, okay? Or if this is a situation for you guys that has got you down, like maybe a financial situation where it's just making you feel like you're not worthy, you know, it's making you feel low. There's something about you where it's like the way you feel about yourself and about life is actually very big. You know, you have a lot of respect for yourself. You're very healthy. You have a lot of self-discipline. Okay. You have a lot of fun. Okay. You know how to have fun. You go out, you have friends, you have good times, you enjoy yourself, you enjoy life, you spread the love. You know, you are so big. You are so full of like this big, friendly, loving, positive, high vibrating frequency, like energy. Okay. And there is just this type of circumstance that is in your life, or maybe a person who is like kind of brought towards you through fate to challenge that. All right. Why are we being challenged? That's very interesting. Let's find out why you guys are being challenged. It's to make this energy grow is what I'm hearing, okay? Like maybe that's what you guys have been doing your whole life. If that's the case, if that sounds right to you, I would watch pile number 1 as well. Because there was something about pile number 1 where they were just like constantly doing the work in life, you know? There's something about this person's jealous energy, okay, if it's a person. There's something about this person's negative jealous energy that is like, okay, like this was your situation, right? And it's like, I get this vibe off of you guys where it's like, it wouldn't have mattered if you hit something where it's like, you don't know what you're gonna do. You know, you don't freak out over it. You might a little bit, but you know that ultimately things are in the hands of God, right? And you just surrender. You have that kind of spiritual transcendency to your energy. Like I can feel it. You just surrender. And I heard to the law of attraction, right? Like you guys are also keen, like you're smart, right? Like you're savvy. It brought this in for you, okay? And there's something about your lifestyle, not just the way you look, you know, not just your there's something about opportunities, there's something about lifestyle. You kind of like, you got your wish fulfillment, okay? Like this law of attraction stuff, it works for you. You're a firm believer, right? You transitioned from this state, right? You transitioned and being stuck from that state to pulling somebody in or falling into a crowd of people who are abundant and just want to give things to you, okay? That happens with some people who have this big, you know, shiny, loving energy. It pulls in abundance. You are the type of person who is, you know, I'm pulling up like lucky girl syndrome. Like you are the type of person who just like pulls in this energy, okay? Because you put out so much of it, all right? And this person, if this person doesn't understand like the slightest thing about that, okay? Like they just don't get it. They don't get you. They misunderstand you. They misunderstand some of the basic laws of life, okay? There are things that you know that this person doesn't know. You're a lot wiser than they are, okay? I'm also getting they're older than you, okay? And they think that they're smarter than you. They think they're more experienced than you. They think that you owe them, like they think that God owes them or something. And they see a person like you get everything that they want, so to speak. And they're just really jealous and they're thrown off by it. They're triggered by it because they don't understand it, okay? They don't think it's fair. But what they don't understand about you is that you have a secret life, okay? Not everybody shares their spiritual side with like just anybody, right? That is a personal thing. And to some people, it's pretty private, you know? I'm getting that for you guys, pile number 2. There is something about you that is a lot wiser and more experienced at some things in life that they seem to not know really anything about, okay? So it's kind of like saying like they don't know anything about you, right? You don't know me. It's like that kind of is what I'm hearing. Like, you don't know me. You don't know anything about me. It's like you should never, you know, prematurely judge somebody that you don't really know enough about, okay? But this person is like really triggered by you just existing. And that's very strange, okay? Let's ask Spirit why. I've heard they want to see you fail. You know, they want to see you drop the ball. This could be a coworker, all right? Jealous coworkers. I'm hearing that what they're jealous of the most is your love life. Okay, you might have, I heard attractive partner. All right, I heard that this person might also be really good to you. You might be in a very healthy relationship. If you are in a relationship, I can only assume that it would be a healthy one because you treat yourself with so much self-respect that I'm not sure you would tolerate anything else. All right, this person's also jealous of your healthy relationship. I'm getting a lot of messages that you are a very healthy person. Like you have an exercise routine, you do your hair and makeup, you dress well, you take care of your body, you eat well, you don't suffer fools lightly, you only have healthy relationships with people, otherwise you don't have relationships with them at all, and you have the power to ignore bullies. You know, you have the strength to get out of your problems. And, you know, good things seem to always happen to you. You're a very healthy person. And this is coming from an energy that, this is kind of funny, pile number 2. And I'm going to close you guys out with this. This is coming from an energy that you mind your own business, okay? You're happy with yourself. People who are happy with themselves don't go around like getting in other people's businesses and getting jealous over things. Like they're not needing because they are fulfilled, okay? And I am seeing that whatever your situation is or wherever it is that you recently came from was definitely like, it was below the line of having your basic needs met, okay? You came from a situation of lack, okay? And you found yourself suddenly in a situation of abundance, okay? Or you're slowly getting yourself there and you believe in yourself. You have a lot of faith in that. There's something about this person who exists in your reality who is just constantly there to challenge that, okay? If this is a coworker, you might have a 9-to-5 like full-time job, and so you're always around this person. They might even be your boss, you know? There's some like obvious factors here, like maybe consider changing your job, but I didn't really get anything about that for you guys. I'm just getting that this, I mean, you might love your job. Okay, this might be something you love to do, or everything else in your job might be absolutely fine except for like this one person, okay? But I'm getting that this person was brought into your life to challenge that, okay? They might even mimic a figure from your past, okay? This is a cycle that might be repeating, all right? This is someone who is just testing you because you're doing so well, you know? You're doing so well that it's like life has a kind of yin yang about it, okay? And there's something about balancing out energies. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so I got, for you guys, I got the 9 of Swords. That is the icky, sad card. I usually get this for whenever there's bullies around. And then I got the 4 of Wands. Okay, yeah, so like you've transcended so much. Go ahead and take a look at pile number 1 if this is resonating with you. I keep trying to ask your guides if they have any further information for you because I can't really figure out what your guys' message is. And it just dawned on me right now. The World card. You guys are kind of like closing something out. You're closing a cycle, okay? You're not really involved in anything right now. And just as I couldn't see it, you kind of maybe weren't aware of that, all right? Maybe this is happening to close something like a very old timeline up, you know, that you were always re-experiencing an energy of lack, or re-experiencing the energy of a bully around you. Maybe you grew up in a family that had a family member who bullied you. So like maybe this was something that was happening with you from the start, okay? This is something that was part of your timeline, your lifetime here on Earth, in order to cultivate the kind of personality and wisdom that you were going to need for whatever it is that's meant to be your life purpose, okay? I highly suspect that you guys, pile number 2, have a spiritual purpose in life, because you seem to be so good at solving these problems in your own life that you would be really good at helping others do that, okay? And it sounds to me like you guys have been answering a lot of challenges in your life to help you cultivate that kind of energy. So if this is a confirmation for you, I'm glad that I was able to provide that today. So that's all I have for you, pile number 2. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and feel free to leave a comment down below if this helped you in any way. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. Hey, pile number 3, and welcome to your reading. You guys chose this beautiful Empress, okay? So pile number 3, I had a really hard time pulling your guys' energy. I had a really hard time figuring it out because it seemed to be about everything, okay? And then I realized, and there was a funny trick to it where every card I pulled out seemed to have some kind of commentary on the card that was previous to it, okay? And it started building like backwards in a sort of backwards motion. And so I finally figured it out after a while. For you guys, this is about everything, okay? There has been some kind of major life change that has occurred for you, pile number 3, that has forced you into this state of like hyper reflection, hyper realization. Okay, you guys are taking a step back and really thinking, meditating on all of the past instances in your life, okay, all of the past events, and you're thinking about it from a very spiritual place, a very spiritual mindset, okay, where you are thinking about negative cycles, you're thinking about your karma, you're thinking about your conditioning in your childhood, okay? You got a lot on your mind, pile number 3, okay? But there is a specific large event that has occurred that has triggered you into this mindset, okay? So what I'm getting is that, let's start with the first card we pulled, right? Is that some of you might be pregnant, okay? You might be having a baby. There might be some new life coming into this world for you, pile number 3, okay? Where you are thinking about what it takes to be a good parent, right? So you're thinking about your own childhood, right? And what it was like when you were a child, and you're thinking about what kind of parent you want to be, okay? For some others of you, it could be a death in the family. It could be moving out of your house for the first time, okay, and being on your own for the first time. It could be a divorce, okay, or it could be a breakup from like a long relationship. Something like that has forced you guys to be in a state of reflection, okay? It's almost shocked you a little bit in thinking about all of the events and the course that your life is taking, okay? So I'm seeing that for you guys, this is a huge transformative experience, all right? Okay, this is like a turning point in your entire lifetime. I'm getting for some of you guys, you might be middle-aged, okay? Some of you guys might be going through a middle-age crisis, okay? Or a quarter age crisis, like whatever they call one of those. Okay, I'm hearing that some of you guys might be experiencing like a mental breakthrough. Okay, for those of you who may be suffering from anxiety, depression, something like this, something very major, okay, has like opened up your mind and has let in some clarity on the course of your life, okay? Now, it's really important that you kind of depart from the world of people right now, okay, and their constructs and their associated judgment, okay? It's important for you to just kind of like go inside, go in hermit mode, okay? And just be in a still, quiet place for a certain length of time where you can continue to do this, which will allow you to do this, because this kind of event is very important. Okay, it could be, like I said, it could be some kind of awakening. It could be some kind of dark night of the soul. Okay, if you're in this state, it's very important to honor it and to give yourself time and space for it. Okay, like let family and friends know that you need some space right now until you get through this, because the end product of this awakening, this realization, is going to end up being so important to you, and it's going to give you so much strength and clarity within your lifetime. Okay, this is a major event for you, pile number 3. So I'm seeing all kinds of stuff here. Okay, it's going to be different for all of you, all right, and whatever it is that you're dealing with, but I'm seeing some common themes. Okay, for some of you, you are kind of communicating with the inner child through this process, okay? Now, what's really interesting about this oracle, I didn't really notice it at first, but only later, that it looks like this little girl in the card is teaching the adult woman how to blow bubbles, okay? It's not the other way around. There's something about your inner child that knows you better, you know, that knows you and has some kind of wisdom. It's kind of stored in your memory. And that's one of the reasons why it's very important that you guys take the time out and access that, okay? Listen to it. It's very important also to, I'm hearing things about music. Okay, it might be important to, a lot of the times music can serve as a trigger for memory, all right? Listening to the records or the bands or your favorite songs that you used to listen to when you were a teenager can help bring back the memory of that time, okay? That's for some of you guys out there, but there's something about music, or it could just be the way that music reverberates, okay? It could make you feel a certain way. So if you feel kind of trapped, you know, and you're unable to emote, Spirit is giving you some kind of advice on listen to music. Listen to a sad song that'll make you cry if you're having trouble letting tears out. Something like that, okay? Because music is very powerful. Music is a very powerful tool to help us remember things, to bring us back in time, okay? And to help us emote, to awaken, you know, these reverberations, these emotions within us that are like chords. They're like strings being plucked, okay? So speaking of time, I'm getting that since you guys are in a heavy meditation, I also heard the word trance, okay? This may be very major. This may feel very heavy to you. But since you guys are in this very heavy reflective state and you're thinking about your past, and like say for some of you who are bringing new life into the world, you're thinking about your future, all right? That could also apply for some of you who have experienced a death or a loss in the family, okay? I'm getting for you guys that there are overlapping timelines, okay? So that when we're thinking really or meditating very hard about something, we bring that energy towards us, okay? There's something about time here and the past and the future and how that meets us in the center, okay? Like a butterfly, like the butterfly effect. You are accessing different timeline portals and they're kind of overlapping right now, all right? So it just feels like it feels very like overstimulating or confusing, kind of like pieces of a puzzle that are very difficult to like line up, okay? And you're trying to get everything to sort of like line up and make sense. You're trying to make sense of your life, right? This feels very existential, all right? And because when I pulled your spread, all of the cards were like a puzzle piece. It was very hard for me to like make a picture out of it at first. But it generally got there. It just took some effort. It took some time. And because this is probably a very major experience for you within your lifetime that spans more time, okay? It spans more energy. Okay, that's why I'm stressing that it is very important to take the time out to let yourself get through this and sort of navigate towards its conclusion, because that could end up being very, very special for you, okay? It could end up being very life-changing, all right? Don't look at this as a distraction. Don't look at it as like an inconvenience, okay? Look at it as a blessing. This is a very important time for you, okay? You are being blessed right now. So give yourself the time to breathe in it. Give yourself the time to just be, all right? That's very important for you guys, pile number 3. I'm also seeing that for you guys, pile number 3, you are reflecting on some of your poor choices, like your bad choices in the past. Okay, not only are you reflecting on the kind of, bad choices that maybe your parents or your family made that conditioned you, but you're taking responsibility. You're seeing how patterns form, you're seeing how cycles repeat, and you're seeing your own behavior. That is your own responsibility. Yes, it could be an extension of this conditioning, but I'm seeing for you guys, pile number 3, ultimately, you are beginning to take responsibility for your own life decisions, okay? And in that sense, I heard the word harnessing, like you're harnessing something. In that sense, you have more control. Maybe you're harnessing more control over your reality, is what I'm hearing, over your reality, in order to change it, in order to break those negative patterns, those negative cycles. Okay, this is very big. This is very exponential. This is not an everyday kind of thing, okay? Again, I'm going to stress the importance of you guys giving this the time that it needs, okay? Because this is going to be very life-changing for you, pile number 3. You could probably feel it already. Whatever feeling it is that you have, like I'm picking up on it right now, okay? And you already feel your life changing. You can already feel some kind of movement, some kind of momentum, some kind of, it almost does feel like you're giving birth, okay? You feel some kind of like expansiveness. This clarity feels expansive, all right? Like it's gonna do something and it's gonna add something to your life and make it bigger. Maybe you're going to add a timeline, because a lot of this has to do with timelines. Like I'm picking up on timelines. Maybe you're going to have some sort of effect on your timeline, where the path that you're going to take from now on is going to be different from the one that was necessarily chosen for you, okay? The path of least resistance. Maybe this kind of control, this harnessing of control over your karmic history, your conditioning, your negative attitude, your negative cycles, like that's all, this Phoenix card, this transmutation, that's all going to burn through the ashes, okay? Like you are managing that in such a graceful and beautiful and powerful way. And all that's going to be left is this thing that's rising out of these ashes, okay? Something that has been cleansed. I'm getting a very like baptismal sort of energy, okay? Like you're cleansing yourself, okay? Some of you might be new to spirituality, okay? And this could be like a huge awakening for you, But yes, I can see that you have been doing a lot of reflecting, okay? Looking back on stuff and thinking about it. And you have made a very conscious decision to leave what doesn't serve you, or negative habits that have been creating negative cycles, keeping you blocked, keeping you stuck in life. You've made a conscious decision to leave that behind. It's beautiful. It's powerful. That is why it was so hard to get your guys' energy pile number 3 because it is so huge and powerful and expansive right now. It's not necessarily the easiest thing to like harness that energy in and pull it in and understand it. I'm seeing that you were manifesting something through this process, okay? You were manifesting in some way or form, and something was pulling that energy away from you, and this might have forced you into this state of reflection. Like, what am I doing wrong, right? Like, what you were taking responsibility for your own actions, right? In your own life, and you're like, what is it that's wrong that I'm doing, okay? And how do I fix it? There was something that is your wish fulfillment. It seems like you found a part of yourself. You recovered a part of yourself. And that was so exciting. Like that kind of inner child that I was talking about at the beginning. You recovered some part of yourself and it changed you. It changed the trajectory of your life and like what you wanted to do with it. You suddenly found yourself in a state of inspiration, you know, and you had a lot of motivation to do something. But it seems like just as soon as that energy came in for you, something else came with it. It was like maybe a little delayed, okay? It took place somewhat after, but this thing blocked that very same energy, okay? Very confusing. I'm sensing like this was very confusing because there was a lot of light, you know, there was a lot of innocence, there was a lot of recovering that inner child. And then all of a sudden, it was so light, and then all of a sudden the shadow came in afterward, right? It's very confusing and it doesn't seem fair. There was something that was borrowing. You know, I was going to say taking. There was something that was taking from your self-worth, pile number 3. But I heard the word borrowing. That's very interesting. There was somebody out there who was using it for their own. You were waiting for your manifestations to come along. You know, you felt really good about this. You felt really good about yourself, and you felt genuinely something coming in when this shadow came in and took place, okay? And that is because somebody was borrowing from this. Spirit, tell us more about this energy. Yes, definitely something shady. All right, we've spoken a lot about light in your case, and this is the shadow. Look at this moon eclipsing the sun, eclipsing your light. Maybe somebody kind of aggressive. Okay, this is an aggressive energy, an aggressive effort. All right, I have the 5 of Swords out here. Okay, and just to show you, stealing, right? Borrowing from your manifestation, from your fortune. I heard from your reality. Okay, this was messing with your sense of reality. When we feel something that is genuine, okay, this was something that was coming in for you. When we feel something coming and then something was like tricking that energy, something was eclipsing it. All right, something was trying to get you to believe something that wasn't necessarily true about yourself or your life. Something was eclipsing that truth, that clarity, all right, and that motivation that you were having. Something that wants to keep you in that past, okay? Something that wants to keep you in those cycles, those negative cycles, and something that wants to keep you from moving forward and inviting this expansive energy in and allowing it to change your life and change your lifetimes, okay? Change your trajectory, create manifestation. Something was trying to block that for you. Yes, this big manifestation. All right, that's the energy that I'm getting from this, is that it was so expansive. There is something big coming in for you, okay? What could be bigger than a child, right? The new life in this world. But I'm seeing for some of you, pile number 3, this is a symbol. It's hypothetical for something that you're bringing in, something big that you're creating that's going to, you know, change everything, just in the sense that a child does. I'm getting like this is very meta, like you're giving birth to yourself. You know, you're realizing your life purpose. You're having a spiritual awakening. You're realizing why you're here and what it is that you're meant to do. And whatever this shadow is, this energy, is trying to block that realization, trying to block you from being able to accurately depict your reality, okay? I saw that, okay? For some of you, this could have been a breakup. This could have been a person. This could have been a significant other, a partner in your life, okay? They were causing you distress and you made a decision to walk away from that, all right? Or this energy has come into your life and has actually made the thing that you're trying to manifest stressful for you. All right, it was going great until you started doing something and then everything just went wrong with it, all right? Or it became very stressful, or it became too much work, or it just became daunting in any other way or form. I'm getting this is divine, okay? Like it's so big for you guys, pile number 3, your big, huge energy. This is divinely orchestrated. All right, because you've kind of like, with your energy right now, you've kind of like put your life in the hands of God, right? You've chosen to have faith and you don't know like what that's doing. It's causing a huge ruckus, but in a really good way. Okay, I'm sensing like lots of things shifting for you, lots of things moving. All right, and this energy that's come in to try and block it, it doesn't want all those little bits moving around, okay, doing work. I'm seeing like the mice in Cinderella. I'm seeing like there's something in the background. There's angels looking out for you. You know, you've got angels doing work for you, okay? You called upon this. You've called upon it. You've manifested it. This is such divine energy. This is such a huge transformation and blessing for you, pile number 3. You've willed it. I heard you willed it. You've willed something into existence. This is something that you love. This is about, again, it's like more of that general and expansive energy. This is about love in all its forms in your life, okay? Somebody to love, someone who loves you back, the love of God, however it is you look at divinity, the love that you have received as a child, that you remember, the love from family, the love that you experience in nature, like any form or expression of love. There's something about it, okay? You're opening up a portal. You're receiving more of it. The most important of all, which I failed to mention, self-love. Self-love is where this is all coming from for you, pile number 3. You have learned to love yourself. And that is creating major change, major blessings, major turnarounds, major manifestations in your life. Because you know what I'm sensing from you guys, pile number 3? That was not easy for you to do. Your whole life, that was extremely difficult. So this was a very big undertaking, okay? It's not the same necessarily for you as it is for everyone else in this case, okay? It was extremely difficult for you to cultivate self-love, but you've done that. And that it's moving mountains in your life. It's literally changing everything as we speak. This is a very powerful energy. And something is trying to stop that. something was trying to stop the momentum of its strength, okay? Because, you know, there's really no need to explain. Pile number 3, you're making really big life decisions that are having really huge, life-changing, positive consequences for you, results, okay? And there's always going to be some dichotomous energy in your life that's going to stop you from progressing or progressing along a spiritual path, if you will. All right, so just keep walking the walk and doing all that good work. I'm tempted to say keep feeling this momentum, because man, it is strong. This is a very strong energy I'm picking up from you, pile number 3. Keep feeling that momentum and don't slow down. Don't stop, because this is creating a huge like manifestation for you, for your future security, okay? Watch pile number 2. And maybe even pile number 1 if you're feeling like unstable about your future, okay? Because this is securing your future in a really big way, where you do not have to occupy the energy of lack anymore, okay? You don't have to feel fear anymore about what's going to happen to you in life, okay? You are going to be secure, all right? But you can't see that right now because these types of blessings are not visible to the naked eye, okay? This is about energy, and there's something about your awakening and its process where you are learning that, pile number 3, and you are actively applying it, okay? And so this is why you are just so powerful right now, and you are unstoppable right now, okay? So don't let anything stop you. So I hope that helped you guys. If it resonated, don't be afraid to leave a comment in the comment section. And of course, always like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.